Well, since NASA has proven that they're going to be ready for Artemis 3, let's see how the lunar lander is coming along, hey? It's time for another Starbase summary as we watch SpaceX continue to develop Starship version 3. First of all, the B18.3 test tank. We can see that a ship skirt has been lifted on top, and then the cap lifted on top as well. This will allow SpaceX to pull down, literally, on the test tank and simulate the loads that the booster, or that part of the booster, would be experiencing during flight when attached to the bottom end of a ship. You can see them getting it all screwed in, hooked into place. Usually they go beyond the actual flight limits just to see how far the boosters can go, whether intentionally beyond or not. What I mean to say is whether they intentionally destruct it or not. Usually not. But this time around, of course, they've got those grid fin simulators installed as well, compared to the previous rounds of testing, where they were more testing kind of the truss structure itself. Now they've also got those grid fin simulators installed to test those sockets, of course. Very important, considering they are now the actual lifting points themselves. Well, this is a brilliant close-up shot. You can see the actual actuators in place in those simulator parts of the testing rig. Adjacent to B18.3 is, of course, Ship 39.1, which is the ship test tank currently at Massey's. Looks like they're doing some similar work up top at that test tank as well, as they verify that those structures are also ready for flight. Of course, they're doing this after they've constructed the first booster and ship, but more data, more better, as Chuck would say. I'm not sure what else I'm going to say to that. Looks like it's also getting nice and frosty at Massey's as well on the evening of the 8th. Nice belly full of cryogenics there for Ship 39.1. Meanwhile, at the production site, the next Super Heavy booster is well into production. This is the forward section of Booster 20. Wonderful, shiny truss section there. You can also see the added layer of protection, that kind of added layer of steel skin on top, which is mapped perfectly for the exhaust flow which SpaceX observed on the previous Starship flights. You only need to protect the actual parts of the dome which are going to be hit by that exhaust, and you know, every gram you can shave off is more grams you can send into space. So again, more data, more better, and they managed to do that kind of optimized exhaust protective shape, if that makes sense. Also a beautiful Starship heat shield sneaking in the back of shot there, behind Booster 20's forward end. Just wonderful to see. Looks like they're picking up some lines here, perhaps. Look at that. That's a proper booster forward end, that is. Very N1-esque with the truss section there. Starfactory reconfiguration is continuing at the production site as they get ready to attach it to the Gigabay so they can create one big monolithic construction plant for Starship without actually ever having to go outside until they roll out as a full Starship vehicle, either booster or ship. Moving some of the windows here as well. Those are some big suction cups. Probably a very heavy pane of glass as well. And we can see the number 3 booster transport stand in the production site kind of courtyard area. I think this is still technically called the ring yard. I'm not 100% sure if this is in the ring yard proper, but it is at the production site there. And that was getting ready for this, which was Booster 19 rolling to the launch site on the evening of April 11th. Look at that, moving out of Mega Bay 1. This is, of course, a bit of a sped-up shot. They don't actually move it that dramatically. But there you go, into the morning there. I suppose that was the early morning of April 11th, rather. But there you go. Definitely a sped-up shot here as it leaves the production site and rolls down Highway 4, with the Gigabay being constructed in the background. There you go. This is more real time. Still, pretty quick. Being escorted by a couple Cybertrucks forward and aft. Well, let's listen into some SPMTs here. At those beautiful big grid fins. Look at those. They are absolutely massive. Awesome sneak preview of the Raptors there as well. We'll get a bit of a better view of those as the week progresses. Oh yeah, look at that. There's some Raptor 3s. Look at the plumbing as well on the aft end beneath the chines. So intricate. Super, super impressive engineering. In addition to the pieces which are taped down. I think that's one of the raceways there as well, which is hooked in. And there you go. Arriving at pad 2. Being slotted into place next to the launch mount. Ready to be scooped up by the chopsticks. Rolling in between. Minor adjustments here and there as they get it in the exact right position. Looks like it's in position there, and then the chopsticks will then close up around the booster. Here they go, lifting up into position very carefully. Don't want to accidentally damage your brand new booster. SpaceX has already done that once. With version 3, they don't need to do it again. And here we go. Oh, look at that. Being completely unhooked from the transport stand, and up it goes. Those are some brand new, shiny Raptor 3 engines. I do have to say, it's going to require a little bit of getting used to personally to see these boosters without any engine shielding like they had on the previous version of boosters. But it's so satisfying to see the engines taper in at the bottom there and how they step up. Just a moment of appreciation for this engineering. I mean, those are some beautiful looking engines. And the fact that SpaceX has managed to simplify them down to that, like such a bare looking design, is truly incredible, and yet the performance and efficiency is only going up. And there you go, rotating over and now being gradually lowered into pad 2's launch mount. And that's the last we'll see of those engines, unfortunately, until the booster is lifted off yet again. There you go, the clamps now opening up. Gradually lowering it into place. And then it turns night time. I've said it many times before, and I will say it again, but pad 2 is a proper launch pad. It isn't like pad 1, which is kind of a bodged together old stand with tower and, oh, I guess we're going to add some modifications. This is a proper, like, they've actually thought it through this time, and it's really, really pretty. And it looks really, really solid as well. Should anything go wrong, I mean, I don't want anything to go wrong, but should anything go wrong, it looks like it would be able to take it. So we've had a look at the booster. I think it's time we take a look at the upper stage for the next flight, that being Ship 39, which is inside of Mega Bay 2, with Ship 40 as well, its sibling ship. Looks like getting unhooked to the English. Looks like it's getting unhooked there from the lifter inside of the Mega Bay after being repositioned from the corner, getting ready for a rollout to Massey's. So after being lifted and placed on that transport stand, it was then very carefully, with those forward flaps, squeezed out the door, revealing Ship 40 behind. And off she goes, rolling out of the production site. With some interesting new tile patterns on the shiny side, as Elon says, of the ship. Certainly going to be interesting to see how those fare. Oh, I didn't even realise this originally, but they've got some on the forward side of the aft flaps as well. I'm genuinely seeing that for the first time. I had no idea those were there. That's really interesting. Going to be very interesting to see how those are tested. That's really weird. Like, I am genuinely quite flabbergasted seeing that. Oh, and I've got SpaceX logos on the quick disconnect port covers. What else would you expect? And there you go, a view up the side of Ship 39 from Colleen. Those heat shield tiles looking really, really neat now. Bit of a zoomed in view here on those new tiles on the front end, the shiny side of the ship. You can also see the ports where the drogue and probe will go for the docking and fuel transfer. Of course, not expecting that on the next flight. On-orbit transfer is a little bit difficult to do on a suborbital trajectory, but there you go. As we now see Ship 39 rolling, sped up, down Highway 4 towards the Massey's test site. Passing in front of the Gigabay and the Megabays there, and arriving, rolling into that service structure / gantry. I'm not sure if SpaceX has an official name for it. It's got, the thing that pulls on the flaps. There you go. Even if it did have an official name, SpaceX would probably change it 5 times over just as many months. Anyways, Ship 39 got straight into testing, barely full of, well, technically liquid oxygen tank full of cryogenic fluid, a little bit in the methane tank. Of course, I'm not sure whether this is actually methane and oxygen or just nitrogen, because of course SpaceX does use nitrogen when they want their testing to be a little bit more inert than, say, Ship 36's testing. But hopefully none of that happens with Ship 39. And that is another half week summarised in this Starbase summary. As you can see there, beautiful view of the Raptor engines on Booster 19. We're truly getting closer to Flight 12 now. It's going to be here before you know it. I've been Ryan Caton. Thanks for watching.